where SRG OG picks it up. But I don't think there's any chance of that being flexed with the Gatot being there as well. MV now has the chance to finish off their lineup. If they're going double fighter, grabbing something like the Lapu Lapu is probably going to be solid just to make sure Cram doesn't have it. But they go for the Farsa Alice.
Now, honestly, the Alice is good as well, just to have a follow-up with both the Grok as well as the Ruby. And they can even make it so that either the Ruby peels or the Grok peels for the backline, because the changes on Grok makes it easy for you to do that. Now, the final pick here, because they do have the Guinevere, means that they need one more damage dealer, which honestly, like, both fighters as well as a marksman can definitely do. Granger is still there, the Hive is still there. I think the Hive might actually be fine here. If they want to go for a fighter, I think something like Lapu.
Lapu is really good.
Lapu, yeah.
Yeah. Now that, you know, Monster Vision has revealed the Farsa and also the Alice, the Lapu Lapu is the very good answer to this. You go in the Bravest Warrior, all of a sudden you're CC immune because hack and slash and dice, you force the Feather Airstrike away. Or a Monster Vision proved that their warm-up yesterday was enough for them to take on the defending champions. We jump into the Land of Dawn for game number 1. Well, technically speaking, for Monster Vicious, this is the first shovel full of coal they will put into the furnace, which is already hot. Whereas for SRG, on the other hand, they've been hibernating. They didn't really play during the play-ins, but at the very least, they get to watch how Monster Vicious like to play in day 1.
And I would say SRG OG, they don't have to readjust a lot of things, because even the heroes that they chose, other than the Guinevere, it's mostly heroes that they have been using since the regular season. I mean, like Cram on this Lapu has held multiple MVP performances, highlights, and game-changing plays. So honestly, right now, SRG OG, yes, patch has changed, but I feel like they got a very comfortable draft.
They're keeping it to basics, and I think that's a very SRG style. If they're hiding anything, they don't feel a need to pull it out yet. If they've already made adjustments to the new patch, they don't feel like they're in a position where that is necessary to be a fallback. Looking at the emblems to start things off, it's all pretty standard, though Uni is going for killing spree, so MV wants the fight.
One unique thing as well is that Sky's on this Guinevere is going for the mage emblem instead of a tank. So I don't know what kind of build he's going, because he can still go for a tank and just hold on.
Sakai's knocking up, bundles right there. Leoning will be there to kind of slam the wall, but he will be building the wall instead. Right into the Mountain Stalker. First blood over to Uni right off the bat. SRG is not ready for that. Leoning this time round getting stunned down just a little bit, but he'll be able to walk away. First blood going over to Monster Vicious.
Excellent initiation right there. Skies tried to go for a cheeky catch, but bundles had Purify, and then Leone got a perfect wall to block off 2 members. We have to note, this Grok was perma-banned against MV yesterday. This is one of Leone's best picks.
Yeah, honestly, in the regular season, MV looked the cleanest with the Grok. But it looks like SRGOG, they still want to contest this turtle first. Looks like Momo is there to contest.
Momo TOR right there. Sakai still will be able to take down the turtle for now. Bundles laying down the Feather Airstrike as well. Cut right there! Laying down the Bravest Warrior at the same time. AOG from some Yelms will not be able to land. Bundles fly away for now.
And again, Cram showing MVP performances here, but now we got to talk about this, because Skies going for that first attempt might be the reason why he went for the Mage Emblem, so that he just has that a little bit more damage. But yeah, Leone as well as Bondos, it does seem they roughly understand SRG's priorities, because Bondos was 100% prepared for the win to catch him, but more importantly, Leone also understood which path to block to make sure that they get something back. SRGOG, they still got the turtle as well as 1 kill, but still it's roughly even between both teams.
Yeah, even until now, we know that Monster Vicious is the master of 5v5 brawls here in MPL Malaysia, to the point where even SRG is going to need to respect that. They are aware of how strong this Farsa is. They're aware of how much focus opponents are going to put on it, and Bundles has already proven his ability to position with artillery mages like the Eve, so SRG is going to need to do something different in order to catch him.
Now, even look at that, Bundles completely understanding that that bush is basically his biggest enemy at this point. It's not even Sky, it's not even Cram, it's just a bush, man.
Yep.
He hates grass.
Yeah, literally, like, if your Bundles actually has like a hedge cutter, he'll be actually trimming that bush away.
He wants to be a gardener.
And you guys were telling me to touch grass the entire day yesterday, so...
He's not doing it.
Yeah, I feel a little bit of that, that camaraderie right now, I will say. We are approaching the 4-minute mark. Net worth still pretty even on both sides. In terms of scaling, I would also say that both teams are fairly equal, though SRG will have higher damage potential, especially if Skies does decide to commit to damage builds.
Yeah, I feel like even if he does, maybe it's just one item. But I kind of feel like for the first two, at least he builds the secondary tank items to make sure that he can actually contest for this turtle. Because even looking at the draft, I feel like that's the idea. Especially seeing how Uni yesterday could not get any turtles or lords. Maybe SRG's idea is just that let's snowball off of just getting a lot of gold from these neutral objectives. And then maybe with Stormy on this Kimmy, try to get a few turrets so that Envy just does not have any kind of momentum. And then when they try to fight, hey, you don't have enough damage.
So nice landing down onto Leone. Leone goes in the tech charge as KOR. So many CCs from the side of Monster Vicious. AOG from the side of Momo. At the same time, Innocent takes out Momo right here. Now the turtle being contested right now. SRG will be able to push Monster Vicious away. But they're starting to run no see just a little bit of the shotgun. But this time round, SRG, they turn it around against Monster Vicious. 3 men down, nowhere close to the turtle pit.
And Cram continues to just be so good. That was actually a really good start by MV. They caught out guys. They perfectly stacked all of their crowd control. But then Cram and Innocent came in from the side flanks and started wailing on them instead because their frontliners had already full committed. That left Bundles in a very vulnerable position and MV had to disengage.
This is a good showing of SRG where they have strong teamwork because individually they're strong because Envy had the right idea. They got to make sure that Sakai's gets taken down so that Uni has a good shot of securing that turtle. So they drew all of the abilities onto him. But the moment they saw all abilities are on Sakai's, that means Cram, Innocent, as well as Stormy, there's nothing left for them. So they just move forward and then just take down as many people as they can. So this is a good situation when they're like, okay, go on Sakai's. Oh, all of us are ready.
Oh, tech charge! Letting on to fall right into Bundles. Better airstrike at the same time. Innocent will be able to take down Leone, but it is a good catch coming off of Monster Vicious.
Guys, unfortunately, having a bit of a tricky start. I do feel like SRT is being a bit more aggressive than they need to be, so the Guinevere is getting sacrificed, but they're still trading well.
Something to note as well, Sakai's first item is the concentrated energy, so he does not have the tankiness to actually survive any kind of engages. In this current form, MV, they gotta start realizing that Sakai has a first item damage component, so they can kill him without using all of their abilities. So I kind of feel like they gotta segment it just a little bit. Understand how much that you need to invest and then save it later for either Stormy, Cram, or Innocent. Because so far, they left nothing for Cram.
Reverse Warriors, Sakai is joining the fray at the same time. It is going to be Momo. Sky high right there, desperately trying to stay alive with the help of the passive. He'll be able to walk away. Leone is stepping off the wall as well. Right into tectonic charge. Stormy gets slammed down by Bundles right there. 1 man down for the side of SRG entering this potential total fight.
Once again, good positioning from Leone. We can really see his skill on the Grok here.
Dude.
Momo able to survive that was huge. And then finding Stormy just a little bit out of position there in the lane. We are seeing the tiniest of differences make a huge impact this game.
Yeah, Yum's base tanking right here. Leone is the main problem for the side of SRG. Yums will be able to attack onto Bundles right now. Cram stepping forward. Bravest Warrior already activated right now. Rob all the way to the backside. Sakai's finding Leone, the troublemaker for the side of Monster Vicious. Cram quickly forward all across the map. He's just a 1-man Cram. He finds Bundles at the same time, and SRG collapse onto what remains of Monster Vicious. Nothing left, just bones merely for SRG to pick.
Yeah, now Innocent still moving forward, want to get Momo.
1 dot. Innocent will not be able to just deliver a team wipeout against Monster Vicious, but this is a massive showing coming out from SRG.
Man, Jace, before this game started, we told you that Cram was the key player of SRG this season, and he is continuing to prove it every single time. SRG, they're starting to adapt. They're trying to figure out how MV wants to position the fight, and Cram is just saying, well, I'm not gonna let you do that.
I mean, Cram right now, the best way I can describe him, his moniker, he is a 1-man army.
Yeah.
Because every single hero that he uses represents a general. Speaking of which, Innocent wants a 1v1.
Right onto Innocent. Innocent, the curtain call lands onto Uni though. Unable to take him down, but it's still okay because it means that, you know, on the other side, Stormy takes out Rough.
Again, with the help of Cram, because at this point, MV in the previous fight, they did actually use a lot of abilities to stop Cram. But again, Cram just times the anti-CC just to make sure that, hey, you can use all your stuns on me, but I'm immune, bro. I don't know what you're doing.
He's 4-0-4. He's level 12.
CC's not
3 levels up on Momo, by the way. This Lapu Lapu is the definition of a 1-man army right now. And chat was already pointing out they should ban it.
Yums, that's going to be an AOG to taunt. That's well, but once again, Leone knocking down SRG sky high. MV trying to find an entry point right there. Rob getting robbed out by the side of Crab. Crab going down the run man army right now. Uni dashes all the way, but it's going to be Rob taking the count by the side of Stormy. 3-2 man down for the side of SRG, but it doesn't really matter as Bundles, the only one left, as Crab slip off Bundles' wing. No way for you to fly.
Only SRG OG can get away with something like that. They full dive. They put themselves in a position where Tech Charge would literally hit their entire team. And they're allowed to get out of jail for free. Cram is unkillable right now, to the degree that everyone else on SRG is just like, oh, we can throw ourselves in. He's our main carry.
And again, this shows that SRG is playing off of the weakness of MV, because MV has such weak control over Turtle, even though the Turtle, like they killed off the jungler, but then everyone else just killed everyone from MV because they know how they position. And like I said, they want to get that gold lead so that they know MV will fight back. But when you do fight back, you just don't have enough damage.
I still feel that, you know, it's just SRG knowing how to counteract against Uni on this Yushin, right? Like, SRG has to kill all 3 turtles, especially when Uni this really requires a lot of gold, a lot more investment in order to pop off as an Yushin. Going to the later part of the game, if the Yushin is unable to find kills, he's just practically just another minion.
It does mean that at least MV has some scaling in, but we're looking at a 9,000 goal lead in 10 minutes. This is usually the point where you say, okay, you can't come back from this unless a huge mistake is made by your opponents, and SRG so far has not been allowing that. MV needs to find a huge 5v5 team fight ult here, otherwise this game is done.
Yeah, honestly, like, they can't even focus on Cram because at this point he's unkillable.
Well, it's going to be built up just a little bit. I see the Mountain Shock off the side. Uni, Traction Pulse does catch onto Rob. Bondle's laying out the petty air strike. Look at Crab! Just doesn't really care! Your Falcon! No, it doesn't really matter because SRG is going in with the Lord in tow, cracking open top side and mid. And now it's just for them. SRG desperately trying to end this game. As Monster Vicious as well, the defending advantage is slowly whittling down. Not a lot of minions coming up on the side of minions. From the side of Monster Vicious, it's SRG takes game number 1.
The first time Cram dies.